Megan's crushing this. Anyways, okay. For the third time. Hi, adventurers. Welcome back to Quest Collectors. As a recap, last time our brave adventurers made their way to, which is just outside the capital city, where they met a man thing named Cameron who had a squid for brains and webbed feet. And eventually, upon befriending Cameron, Dare Lee. I feel like I always say the
Darly. Kimi, what do you call me?
I usually just call you Dara because I didn't know if it was Lee or Lay
When
or
Danny
Lai.
doesn't even fucking know. God damn.
I've heard it so many different times.
Darly.
Yeah,
Darly?
Darly.
Sorry.
Darly.
Dara wrote a beautiful poem and convinced Cameron that they were all best friends, so he gave them his beautiful hand-drawn map. Free. They then they snuck their way to the secret door on the wall, the outer wall of Mazgaleen City. There they were almost caught by guards, but Dara cast a werewolf illusion. Sploosh howled like a wolf to make it sound like there were more of them, and Nathrali transformed into a warhorse, and they made their way through the magical
Majestic
hidden door into the city, where they made their way down then to central market of the city, which, like, this area. Oh, I have a little jar of things. You're gonna be a Lego dog today.
Oh yeah.
Ta-da! Okay.
I love when I'm a Lego dog.
So they were there. They were trying to find Fiora to give her a letter that lizard folk Zumi gave to them back in the Mold Blade. And there was a Kenku there that Sploosh talked to. And upon that conversation, they realized that things were not right, Mazgaleen. They eventually found Fiora, and when she realized that 2 of the 3 party members were not in a disguise, bells started ringing, and she told them that if they wanted to live, they needed to come with her. They followed her into her home, into the basement, where they then witnessed murder? I was going to say skinning, but that sounded really bad. Of Nimra, Dora's wife. Yikes. By a monster, maybe, of some sort. A magical being of great power. Not good. So, that's where we are right now. In the basement, Fiora's wife just died. And here we go.
As I remember, were we going, like, she asked us to just, like, go to bed?
She went to bed to cry herself to sleep. And just left the 3 of you there. So the basement that you're in, it's actually pretty spacious. And remember how there was the dog man? I gotta look up what that person is called. Oh, a Canisar. Okay. Said the tunnels were safe, right? So basically the tunnel system of Mazgaleen. So it's spacious. There's a space in the corner. There seems a lot of beds and a curtain that closed off that space. Where you all are is like an open living room. Right at the bottom of the ramp that she rushed you all down, there's the periscope that looks down and out onto the street. And then a little bit away from you is a large wooden table, clearly had years of love. And on that table, there's some writing supplies, lots of candles, a pile of clean dishes, and in the middle, there is a giant leather-bound book. It has a black cover and gold text that says something in ancient that don't quite know the not transformation.
Translation?
Thank you. Of a little past, actually, I'm not sure is that what you want to do now? That's sort of in your immediate eyesight. Bedrooms, bed space behind. Large space that looks like it goes into other rooms. Dining room table. There are like 10 chairs around it, like big.
I kind of want to go look at the book.
Okay. You go over and you pick up, it's a heavy book. Heavy.
I'm sorry. I said look at it. I'm
Oh,
not gonna. Yeah, with my eyeballs. we
Just
so
decided
eyeballs
safer
I
for
gotta.
me. I'm
only.
I
like,
need.
let's just touch it. Okay.
I need better better visuals before I decide whether to put my hand on it.
Okay. Well, as you're looking at it,
Oh
your
fuck.
small voice sort of hear like actually like a creak first, and then you hear two small. And Dora, are you here? And out through a separate room. There are no doors on any separate room. They
Oh, it's a
some
commune.
huh?
Sorry. I said, oh, it's a commune.
I guess.
Um, two fox humanoids. This is the Canosaur. I really walk out. So there's a man, a male fox.
Mm.
He's about 4 feet tall. He's got brown gray fur and very dark eyes, wearing like a blue patchwork jacket. And there's a female fox. She's about 3'10", red brown fur, brown eyes, and she's wearing a sort of coordinating patchwork jacket in a lighter shade of blue.
Oh,
And they come in and they see you guys and they look a little confused. Um,
hi.
Hi. Uh, so we saw what happened. Where Fiora?
She
And then she looks up.
retired.
Female fox starts sniffing, and she just makes her way right over to the bedroom. Or
Okay.
pull back the curtain. Some slight whispering. Yours. And then the male fox goes, "Don't. Let's not bother them. How are you all? That was a lot. Oh, sorry. I'm Mardell, and that's my wife, Vose. Um,
Mardale
yikes.
and Bose.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna look at Mardale and just start sobbing.
yeah. That's he goes over and he little furry paw and touches, pats it, then gets out a hanky and cleans your hand off a little bit, and then pats it some. It's you all aren't from here. It's hard to see it the first time,
Oh God.
but
What was that?
well, we don't really know. We don't really know what to call it. I mean, it's some people call it the Skinner. Ugh, you know. Uh, some people call it the beast. But we don't know. We're just trying to survive. But it's the others will be here soon, and they might have more heart. My wife and I, we've been neighbors uh, of Nimra and Fiora for about 25 years. Go way back. Go way back. But yeah, it's things are gonna be tough. But
Did
you
the
know what?
Skinner
Hmm.
did the Skinner show up just in the past couple of years? I know that people have stopped being able to go through Mazgaleen or have stopped traveling through Mazgaleen. Is that when he
That's
showed up?
that's a longer story. And and before he can finish talking, there's some sort of rustling, like a rope is being pulled. And then there's the giant table, and then there's a long hallway. And up from that hallway, you start to hear more voices. And one of them is a very strong, rough sounding voice. Also, I'm going to do my best. We're meeting a lot of people today. I'm going to do my best to do different voices. But I also have figures to help be the people.
Oh my goodness.
So
That's
we've
Oh
got
my God, I made that.
you did. And this is my Anubis statue from when I went to Egypt. Um, and then we also have a cute little bat. And then my seal I got when I was so
Could you
wait,
maybe put those on the map when you're speaking for them?
I'll put them here.
Yeah, because then we can see them pretty well.
So cute. Yeah. Okay. Here then.
Thank you.
Okay. So, but right now we're still talking to Mardale. No, we're not. We're in the hallway. Voices coming out the hallway.
Mm-mm.
So the first person who comes out of that hallway, is a dwarf. Got very ruddy cheeks, auburn hair that's been braided up in like a mohawk. And his beard is like the underlayer is flat, and the top layer has been braided into like a net, and each crossover point has a colorful glass bead.
Ooh.
He's wearing navy pants, navy shirt, and a leather belt with various pockets that seem like full of things, and carrying a shovel and a pickaxe. Next to him is an Ostamar, like an angel. It's a human with
Oh.
like angelic properties. She's a woman. She's got her hair has been braided down. She's got sort of like round cherub cheeks, um, golden shimmery eyes, and metallic freckles. Got like I see in my head, I'm like, she's got Danica Summer skin is her palette, which is like dark caramel mocha latte, right? And her freckles are like a metallic bronze. She's wearing pink dress. There's some dirt on the hem and around the knee, with floral embroidery at every seam, at the neckline, at the cuffs, bottom, and at the waist. And she's got a brown linen vest over it, and she's carrying uh, a rolled up something rolled up in leather. And then the last character walking down that hallway is a half tiefling. He is on the or they are on the shorter side, 5'6". They've got red skin, orange, red, and ivory horns that curve back and up. So sort of the opposite of Mithrali's. uh, they are wearing glasses, like the little half moon glasses. They've got curly brunette hair, and they're wearing a gray asymmetric skirt, a dark red oversized top with metallic star embroidery, and their glasses are worn on a chain of yellow, red, and pink glass beads that have been shaped like stars. And yes, I had a lot of fun with this. I was also like, I need to get better
Making these
about
characters.
giving them better visual. So those are the people walking towards you right now. Okay, so we will make uh this the angel. This will be the dwarf. This will be the tiefling.
Okay.
Okay. Um. So the angel speaks first. Um. This feels so silly. Uh. I can't do voices. I'm too nervous
It
for
is
voices
silly,
right
but
now.
it's fun.
I'm too nervous
Yeah.
for voices. But I also am still memorizing everybody's name I've given them. Bear with me. Hello, Mardale. How is she? Well, she's Bosse is with her right now. That's for the best. Sorry. Yes, that's for the best. We should probably get this process started. And she looks at all the three of you, and she comes over. Hey, bud. Hey, I know it hurts. I'm
Purple.
calm. Uh, walks over and she just touches all of your hands before she goes and sits down at the table. Unwraps her leather item, which appears to be a calligraphy kit. Then up next comes the dwarf. Says, "All right, this one hurt." And he went and sat down at the table. Loud thud, and his chair seems to be a little bit higher. So he sits almost eye level with the and half tiefling doesn't make eye contact, walks past all of you down at the station where all of the paints are at. So Mardell, he seems sort of awkward a little bit, but just always trying to like, hey, like he's trying to be
Lighten
the
the mood.
host of the party, you know. But it's like introducing new friend groups, and you don't know what to do. So Mardell's like, okay, well, everybody, these are strangers who are here now. That is great. So I am Mardell. Mardale. Mardale, and you all are. And that he looks to the three of you, and everyone at the table turns to look at you.
Oh, I hate that.
I'm gonna step forward.
And
Sorry, this
And
is
then in
our friend
Darla
Sploosh.
oh, I was like, step forward. That's nice.
Oh, did you not hear the, like, wave crashing sound?
The soundboard?
I did
Oh,
not.
frig.
Oh no, okay.
But okay.
But yeah, Dara.
Sorry, yes, this is our friend Sploosh. I am Darlai, and
I'm Nathrali.
yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to introduce yourself, or like, can I speak for you?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good.
Okay.
We were sent here by Zumi to find Fiora, and we don't really know anything about what's going on here. So if anybody has anything that could help us understand what we just witnessed, that would be fantastic.
The statement of you saying, "I have no idea what's going on," everybody sort of took a soft little, as if like,
Hmm.
"Uh-oh." You get the sense that nobody is mad. Everyone seems concerned. So the first person to get up is, and she walks over to all of you again and says, "Hello, my name is Eris. Unfortunate circumstance that has brought us all here, but the next best thing, next best choice. Well, we have a process, our aftermath process, and we try not to delay that. So not to, well, that must have been terrible. If you all would like to take a seat and try and explain the best of our abilities what happened to us." And she stands back and points to the table. Um,
I'm gonna sit on the floor.
I'm gonna go sit in a chair, but not next to anyone.
I'm gonna go sit next to Dee Dee. Hey,
I'm
Darla.
gonna scoot a little closer to their chair, but still remain on the floor.
Mardale comes over and sits on the floor next to you, Raleigh.
Oh, Mardale.
That's
Looks
so
at you and
sweet.
says, "Man, I really like your mushroom." And then looks back at the table. He also talks, so I think he likes woodlandness of you. Um, so Eris then sits down in her spot and she goes, "Okay, well, thank you for introducing yourselves." Like, Eris. This fine gentleman across from me is Kataz, Harith, the dwarf up and hi. It's unfortunate, but all right. And you can eyes are brimming with tears. He's clearly not. What's up? Could have done this.
They always have great timing on that stuff, I
He
swear.
really does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Bubba. I mean, Bud.
Poor little
Oh,
seal boy.
Okay.
yeah, with his little jeans.
Yay. It's on purpose. Um, fine. So, okay. Uh, the dwarf looks very upset, obviously. And is sort of just fiddling around uh with looks to be a purple bracelet of beads. Uh, Eris then looks towards the half tiefling, who has a much more human-like face, but the coloring and horns of a tiefling. Goes, "Okay, Hemi, your turn." The half tiefling looks up, does a really quick run through of the three of you. Doesn't super make eye contact. It looks as if they are just like, "Hmm." uh, and they say, "I'm Hemelev," and then looks back down. Okay, so that's all of us. Um, so the aftermath process. Right now, Hemi is going to do a painting, so we'll just leave them to it. And I am going to write. So, again, don't want to be. Taz, could you answer any of their questions. You're always best at storytelling. And you sort of get that she is trying her best to be kind, but she's barely hanging. As then looks up. I feel like voice for him. All right. What's the first question? Let's talk it out.
Can you tell us the story of your loved one?
Nice.
I'm so sorry. You asked that, and I was like, yes, he could tell you about his wife, loved one who was passed. Okay.
Yes. Sorry. The
Sorry, that was my brain. That was my brain. I mean, Nimra, one of the best dragonborn there were. Oh, her and Fiora really. If it weren't for the two of them, all of Ataria would have been taken by now. Whatever that thing is. But the two of them, they saved us all. Tough. It's been tough. Nimra, though, she was the one who, man, her organization skills, top notch. Top notch. Strong digger. Strong digger, too. I mean, these tunnel systems, my family, our buddies, Nimra, though, she planned it all out. And dwarves, we're good at digging tunnels. We're good at planning these things. But she got everybody. And she knew who was good and who to not talk to because they can't keep their mouth shut. And that's important to know when you're in charge of things. She was good at being in charge of it. She was a good leader. Next question. Something easier, please.
When did this begin? The saga of the Skinwalker. What did you call him?
And Mardale pats his little paw on your arm and he goes, whatever you. It's not really sort of vague. Vague, bad monster. You know, Skinner sounds really intense, but it is the most informative. So, as says, okay, I'm gonna talk in my normal voice, but this is Kataz talking. Okay, you guys hear that?
No.
No.
Oh,
Was that another scream?
Bubba, Bud.
Poor
Why?
Megs.
What is happening? Why is it happening? Had hours before this.
It's like Addie anytime she hears me start to talk.
Uh,
Addie is like, just, yeah.
but there was a kid outside. Just
Ah,
it's fine.
fantastic.
I'm really fine. I'm not at all afraid or. It's great. So, Has takes a deep breath and he goes, well, if we go back, we got to go all the way back. Now, Mazgaleen has a steward. We don't have any kings. Got no queens, no kings. I don't know why he went southern there. But he did. And our steward, Phala, we love her. Best of the justice, fairness. Ugh, she brings everybody together. You know, I mean, the true Mazgaleen, the true bodies of the people who are here, we're from everywhere. I mean, got a half tiefling. Look at us go. And half tiefling. But our sword Phala. Now she was an elf, older, always been single. More power to you. But then one day, a fleet, no, envoy, a grouping, gathering, no, a whole bunch of people came over. Okay, from Velnir, Dragonborn country, not too far away. Maybe like 4 weeks on a ship. You know, bad, not too bad. They don't make a lot of fuss anymore. So, but whole ships came over. Their prince said they wanted to make a bond. No Dragonborns, they get up, and there was all that stuff that happened like years ago. You remember what we're talking about? Anyways, not great. Not great. But treaties were signed. Trade was started. fine. Prince came over, and you'd think there would be a lot of cheering, you know? I mean, I guess this was the talk that must have been years. Fela was not surprised by this, but over, things were great, you know? But the dragonborn warriors that came, weird, odd. And now, looking back, it all makes sense. It all makes sense. They were stoic. About a year after they arrived, wedding happened. The day after, they left. Not one of them stayed. Not one. With their prince. Dropped him off. Let him go. And they kicked it. Nimmer did say that some of the guards, Nimmer and Fiora are the only dragonborn couple here in Mazgaleen. There used to be more, but a lot of them moved back to Velnir and all the trade issues started happening. Very nice. But Nimmer and Fiora, they stayed. They believed in Altaria, and things worked out. They did. They had for ill. Anyways, apparently some of the soldiers asked Nimmer and Fiora to come back with them. Remember, they had told us that weird, strange. Then they were gone. And then maybe when do you think it was? When did Eris? When do you think all of this started? And she sort of looks up from writing and it must have been like 6 months into marriage. It wasn't very long. Not very long. You're right. Things just started getting weird. All right. So the marriage happened 5 years. Big wedding. Beautiful. Beautiful. My cousin made their rings. About 6 months. You're right. It was 6 months. Sure. They started making things weird about trade. You couldn't get into the city unless you passed. It was just weird, man. There were suddenly rules. Rules about who could trade in the city. Rules about who could be at the market. Rules. All for money grabs. People had to pay to get in if you couldn't afford it. We've never been like that. I mean, we are capital. We have the best trade. Eltaria is nothing without us. We are the gateway. We are the gateway. And you sort of hear everybody else be like, all right, calm down. Simmer down. Cheeks are getting ruddier. It's not fair what they tried to do. They tried to charge people more. It was absolute insanity. Things were going up. Prices were going up. Suddenly all of these elected officials started acting like complete jackass. And Arrest is like, language? Anyways, there happened to be a riot. The dwarves might have started it. Might have started at a tavern. Alcohol-induced rage will make people do things. So we stormed up to the court. By the way, this is right. Stormed up there. And we stated our demand. Now,
What were your demands?
just make it go back to how it was. Everything was fine.
No more price gouging?
No more. We didn't understand what Fela was doing. And this dragonborn suddenly came in and got to make. Sorry, this prince came in and got to make all these changes? No. But let's see, that started 6 months in. The riot, no. Merely allowed discussion brought to the very gates of the court. All right? We're being real honest here. No one had a pitchfork. We just had our axes. That's different.
Oh.
Non-violent. Sorry, the fly just died.
It's the implication.
Sitting perfectly still on my mouse. Anyways, then when
07.
Lord Fela, he walked out. And as he gets to this point, Hemi's brush pauses. Sorry, hold. Eris's quill pauses. And you almost feel like Mardale, like you sense that he stopped breathing once Az gets to the story. When Sword Phala walked out, stood on the balcony, just knew something off. Bad. Oh, I can't. It was her eyes. They looked empty. And for an elf, I mean, their eyes always bright. Something's always happy, not empty though. And then her cheek started to sag. And all of us were there by this point, all the citizens. The trumpets had sounded that the sword was coming. Us, her people. And then, suddenly, his hand, her hand, its hand. I mean, you all.
Might be.
They just
Okay, great.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
Fantastic.
I fluffed up the pillows for the dogs, and then they decided we don't want to lay in here anymore, so fuck you. Oh, that's cool, that's cool.
Fluffers.
So, okay, where were we?
We were talking about
Yeah,
Phala.
she just
Yes,
She looked wrong.
streaming her suicide. That's what I.
basically.
Streaming the stripping of her flesh from the skinwalker.
Yeah. When I tell you the scream that came out of everybody's mouth, everybody tried to run. And then suddenly it was like the person next to you was gone and then back, but it wasn't them. And that was really where it started. That thing showed us that it was in control. And so we've spent the last 4 years, fighting back. The guards around the city, outside of the city, that's us. If we can stop people coming in, they won't be new in suits for it.
New outfits. Mm.
Yeah. But the guards in the city, mostly theirs. You can't, if they're in purple and gray, they're ours. If they're in black and gray, not ours. That's it. And I apologize if this all seems a little heartless. He reaches over and grabs the leather-bound book that was on the table. And he pushes it towards guys. Said, it's just been through this a lot.
Oh no.
Oh.
And he sort of looks down at the book and gives you like a, go ahead.
I'm gonna kneel so that I'm like looking at the book instead of being fully on the ground.
Mardale sort of sighs, gets up, and just walks over and sit next to Eris. They're very patient. As you guys open them. I love that I was like, okay, tell me what you see.
Believe it or not, paper. There might be some writing
I
here.
truly was like, wow, they aren't saying anything. Great. That's not how this works. So you open the book, and just sort of for our brains, I'm going to say it almost looks like a yearbook. There is like a really, on the first title page is just like something in ancient rooms, like
In remembrance.
that's probably what it says. Turn the page, and it's a little miniature, like very small picture that's been painted and pasted into the book on the left side, and then a blurb about them, like an obituary,
Mm.
the right.
I'm gonna glance over at Temelov and just check to see if they are painting an image of Nemra.
They are
Nimra.
very detailed, very focused. But that is as you flip through more, more, and stop on a page because you sort of recognize one of the faces. And
No. Is
um,
it Zumi?
3 of the pictures look very, very similar. Taz seems to see the sort of shock, confusion on your faces. And he goes, "Oh, right. You said that you all met Zumi, right?" "Yeah." Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, stop. Everybody stop. Your turn. What? How did you meet him? Why did you? What happened? Why are you here? Not to be rude. Not to be rude, but. And at this, Eris also puts down her quill and she goes, "I would also like to know. Not to be rude. Just what happened to Zumi?" And you genuinely feel like the need for them to keep saying, like, not to be rude, it's they aren't trying to be aggressive or defensive, but they also don't have time for sensitivities because they have lived through a ton of this already.
A book full of death and dismemberment of their friends. um,
Yes.
we didn't know Zumi at all. He just ran up and found us and asked us to take a letter to Fiora, who we don't know. We've never met her before tonight. And he told us that we needed to take this letter to her, and then he booked it. He didn't tell us really anything about what was going on in Mazgaleen. We had no idea that you
He
all
had
were
a
stuck
very
here
nervous
even.
disposition.
Yes, he did.
Um, Pamela, at this point, has put their painting down and is just staring. Takes a breath and starts painting again, but his eyes are sort of wide.
I'm going to pull out the letter for Fiora. Because I feel like this, now that we have the lay of the land, I want them to have all of the information that
Fair.
we have.
Yeah.
Fair.
It doesn't
Yeah.
feel like we're going to get in trouble for reading Fiora's letter to me, so
Um,
I'm going to pull it out and pass it over to Kataz.
Well, remember, I did reseal it, so there is no evidence that we opened it or anything.
Well, that's true, yeah.
Yeah.
So you just hand the envelope?
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's resealed.
Let's fix it up. Well, good news is, I guess, that he does exist. And I guess we can't really blame poor old Zoo. All right. Well, now at this point, Mardell reaches over and takes the letter. Says, "Let me give this to Fiora," and everybody nods in acknowledgement. Like, yes, Mardell should letter to Fiora. Sort of scurries over. And then Eris, her quill is still down as she seems to be contemplating what you guys said about. And she points to the page with the 3 lizard folk. Said, people always think lizard folk are these huge, big, but they come in all shapes and sizes. Yumi and his family, smaller side. Who the day that it started, I guess the day that we learned about what was happening. And it took Steward Fela off. People just wanted to get away. That's his mother, trampled.
Oh,
But we put her here because we couldn't find her body again. And then that is his brother. And then that wife.
I'm going to pay a little more close attention to this book and try to remember all those faces, just in case.
And Eris says, no, it was like he almost went after that family for a time, maybe to prove that he could any size, any shape. I don't know. But Zumi, it was their shop. In a very small shop, make very small clothing. They were great at it. Beautiful shop. Mom had worked so hard. When she died, him and his brother and his wife, they all took over. And after that day, nothing seemed to happen. Some people managed to, but not enough. Or suddenly the guards in black barred the gates. Couldn't get out. But eventually things started to go back normal. People were afraid to leave their houses for a while. But then just had to keep on living. Trade was slowly coming in, but being brought in by the guards. Anyways, the shops, people had to open back up. And that's when we learned that whatever this thing is, I suppose you could call it manners, self-imposed rules. I don't really know how it works, but the day that he took Mi's brother and wife was the day that we learned that if a window or a door is open, he can go through it. But if it's closed, he won't. And Zumi saw it all. And he was determined, he really was. And when we found out about Fair Azrak, when we found out that we could maybe reach, and then when guards said that they thought they saw a blue city magically appear and disappear, it was last year, for the last full blue moon, Zumi said he would get out. All work, but I guess I don't blame him for not being able to get back. Oh, he didn't tell you anything? Well, sorry. Half of our friend. You have to understand he's been through a lot, and it's been a lot. But, yeah. Is there anything else we can answer for you? And before she could really finish, hear two voices um, coming from the back hall, young voices. And two small human children arrive. They look about 10 years old. They're twins. They are wearing olive pants with some patches on the knee, dusty gray shirts. One has purple stitching, one has yellow stitching. They both have short, curly, dirty blonde hair, lots of freckles, and like gray eyes. And one of them excitedly says, "Is the flyer ready to go out?" "We're ready." And Temelev goes, "No." And they say, "Okay." And they both just sit down very quietly against the wall. They don't say anything else. Mardale then comes out, followed by his wife, Vase. And Vase goes, "Oh, we were listening. It's great to meet you of you. I did bring food. I'm sure more food will be arriving. And to do that. Um, so sorry, I brought pinecone jelly, mice mincemeat pie, acorn cakes, and some fresh bread." And she goes towards the doorway where they came out of and brings out a huge basket and sets it on the table and starts taking it out. Taz gets the plates that were sitting at the end of the table and gives one to everybody. And it's at this point that maybe you guys start realizing that you have not really eaten anything in a very long time. And your stomachs growl very loudly. And Mardale and Vase immediately start making you guys plates full of food. And as they're doing that, Fiora walks up to the table and she's holding the letter. And she seems sort of frozen. Uh, and she looks at everybody who is now, and everybody's now like looking at her and says, "Real, found him. What do we do?" And she puts the letter down at the table and then just sits down and sort of stares blankly, like clearly not, obviously not in a good spot. Um, Eris starts rubbing her back and picks up the letter, and they all pass it around and read it. Um, and Emilov stops his paint, reads the letter, then picks up the painting again, right? And he looks at the three of you and he says, "You should do it," and then starts painting again.
I'm sorry, we should do what?
Well, we'd always sort of hoped that, and this is Eris, sorry, I had to give up on these 'cause this is making me.
That's fine.
So Eris looks at Fiora and looks at Vase, and Vase looks up at Fiora, and it continues to spread some pine cone jelly onto acorn cakes and bread for you guys, hopefully be scarfing down. And everyone's just sort of like, okay, okay. And Eris starts to sort of talk like she's trying to make, well, it. And Fiora looks up and says, "We've been looking for him. Supposedly, he has experienced powerful demonic magic. We sort of thought it was a myth. Apparently, it's hundreds of years old. But when the guard said that they appear and disappear, thought that maybe this could be something about the Sahir Azrak, the blue wizard. So we sent Zumi out and found him. But now someone has to go back, it seems. The person who would have done that would have been Nimra."
Mm,
I'm gonna speak through a mouthful of acorn cake and pinecone jam and just say, "Yeah, you could probably do that."
Fiora looks at you. You don't. Nimra and I, only Dragonborn left here. I guess you could say we felt some sort of obligation to fix this. No one blamed us. No one asked us to. But she's the warrior. I'm not. I mean, Zumi was, I guess what I was hoping is that this blue wizard would come here. That would have been nice. Hmm. When you arrive here, you will understand. We trust you?
I'm
I
gonna,
think we are quite trustworthy. We brought you the letter at our peril.
Did not know it was at your pay.
it seemed like our peril. Zumi was not thrilled to be. Zumi was not excited to return Mazgaleen.
He ran before we could ask him more information. It did seem as though there was some danger involved. Not to mention, actually making it into the city did require some skill.
Although I suppose it was skill getting away from you. Because it was the guards outside the city.
Yes,
Well, fair. Not many people. The people who escaped tried to tell everyone outside what was happening, but could have believed them. Someone walked in here and started skinning and wearing the skin. That is a level of dark magic that I don't find written about anywhere. Try to protect people. Don't let strangers in. Can't taken. It also keeps us safe. You don't get mixed up.
But surely you can't keep living this way.
Well, no, that's the point of Sahara Azrak. I mean, we have so much. There's just so much. Where are we in the aftermath process? What's the next? What's next? The boys are here. Do we have the flyers? Are people ready? Eris walks over and puts her hand on her shoulder and says, "You don't have to worry about this. Just eat. It's almost done with the start on the illustrations. Fine. We'll handle this." Fiora sits down, one of the larger chairs, one that has enough room for her tail to sit out back of the chair. Um, and she starts to very solemnly eat. And then she says, "All right, well, you all will go. We've got to get you prepared. So, adventurers, could you please open right, right number box number 6?"
Is there a box number 9?
Oh, yes. Hold a box or was that?
I see
There
an
is a
envelope
box number
6.
9. There is a box number. I suppose my 9 and my it's an envelope. Envelope number 6.
Okay.
Okay, great. Go for it.
Ooh.
So,
Acquired a full transformation elixir.
That's so freaking cute. I'm gonna put it with my little charm gate.
So cute.
so Fiora stays seated, but Basse and Kataz both hop up and walk over into one of the side rooms. And they come out carrying little bottles of a purple shimmery potion. And Kataz goes, "And this is what saved our lives. This is how we've managed to keep fighting. It's honestly a wonder. A wonder." It's, Basse goes, "Let's let Fiora explain." Actually, no, Fiora, sweetie, I'll explain. Hi, everybody. Basse. Didn't make introductions, but I heard it all. So we needed to find a way to live. They're very powerful wizards here. You know, we have a lot going for us here in Mazgaleen, but a transformation spell is exhausting. Can't do that for every single citizen in Mazgaleen every single day. But our alchemist, Fiora, she is a genius, and she made it into a potion. So, if one of you would like to read the back of the information card, there's a lot of
Oh my
information on
God.
this. So this actually, if it's a lot to read, I can read it.
No, it's fine.
Okay, but yes, if you
I can
would
read
like
it.
to read, this will explain everything that the spell does, and we'll go from there.
Okay. This is an extremely difficult and intense potion. It is an original creation of the alchemist Fiora Ver.
Mhm.
It is a total and complete transformation of the drinker into a random species, including clothing, voice, and belongings. It is random every time and different for every drinker. The drinker's clothes and belongings do not go away. They are simply also transformed. The drinker must be wearing or carrying whatever they would like to be transformed. If an item is transformed, it can only be accessed in its current shape. If you have a backpack full of books, it could be transformed into a small purse full of feathers or a double-headed axe. You will not have access to original clothing or items until the transformation wears off. It is advised to keep any money or items of immediate use off your body until after you drink the potion. The effects of this potion last for 6 hours at a steady heart rate. However, if the drinker experiences an increased heart rate, it cuts the length of transformation in half. For example, if the drinker runs for 30 minutes, they have used an hour of their transformation time. It is wise to plan ahead and consider physical exertion and emotional reaction. The drinker must let the effects wear off completely and let their body adjust to normalization again for 30 minutes before they have any more of the potion. It is advised to not have more than 2 sips per day, and if an individual does need to drink 2 or more sips in a day, they will need a full day to allow their body to reestablish normalization. The bottle you have acquired has 6 sips in it. I need to reread something. total and complete transformation of the drinker into a random species, including clothing, voice, and belongings. Random every time and different for every drinker.
So I'm gonna
Okay.
say that say Vase read all of that to you,
Mhm.
sort of explained it all, right? And so then Kataz goes, for example, and he pops the cork off and he takes a sip, and body sort of bubbles, and then immediately, like in a whoosh and a pop, um, he becomes a female human barbarian, with short gray hair, dark green eyes, red leather armor, and a double-sided axe. And he stands there and he goes, "Ta-da!" And his voice is much okay, sorry. "Ta-da!" And then he sits down very happily at the table and he goes, when I get home, my wife is gonna be so shocked." And everyone
Well,
sort of
that
giggles and but goes, "There you go. That's what you need to
that
do."
explains one of my questions, which was who's wearing all of these skin suits because I thought that the people that we were interacting with in the market were enemies, but it seems like they're just like the people of the town.
Now, this is a great time for you guys to ask any question you guys have about anything.
What are the bracelets for?
Oh, the bracelets. And Kataz at this point, like, very excited to talk about this. Um, there's the bracelets. How'd you guys learn about the bracelets? And Fiora goes, "I yelled at them about it. It's it's fine." And she takes another huge bite of an acorn. Kataz goes, let me tell you. So, dwarfs, metalworking, great. Building, great. Glass blowing, also great.
I should have been a dwarf.
In my family, and he starts going like this, and he's like, "Oh, right. Well, if you all noticed on my very luscious beard earlier, um, I made the beads. I make the beads. They, and my wife, wrote all of this down so I wouldn't forget,
Sorry.
because I was like, "Ah!" Okay. Um, so they're basically these bracelets are here to help identify. No, one, they let us know that you're it sounds like someone is beating drumsticks on the stairs,
Oh,
just for fun. Um, they let us know that you're one of us and not one of them. And everyone sort of feel like a little bit of like tension there a little bit. Um, and then Temmie goes, "They help us identify the ashes." And then he goes back, or they go back drawing. And then Taz goes, "Right." Sorry. Right. Right. Yeah, they're indestructible. Basically, I've made them indestructible. No amount of real fire or magic fire can melt bracelets down. And my wife, can't tell you enough about my wife. Salka, she's incredible. She's an incredible wizard. And beautiful. Beautiful dimension. It's just a real sparkle, you know? Anyways, he creates this very small script for each and every citizen, and then magically puts it in the bead. And then all you have to do is break one bead on that bracelet, and the little script grows and comes out, and it will tell you everything you need to know about that. And Temmie goes, "Pile of ashes," and goes back to drawing. Yes, Temmie, thank you for that. As you all probably saw. Speaking of which, boys, didn't your mom, didn't she? Oh, right. Sorry. I guess we got kind of sad. And one of the little boys walks over as and puts on the table right in front of Fiora this like blue mosaic work jar. And at the top is a purple glass bead bracelet. And he just sort of sets it down and then like stands there. And then the second little boy runs up next to him. And they hand a bag to Fiora. Say, our mom, um, our mom sends us, well, she Hmm, we're sorry. And my mom wants to give you our dad's best bottle of whiskey. And they put the bag on the table. There goes Harlan Hashi much and gives a little dragon kiss to their foreheads. And then Eris says, here's the first stack. Take it out. Both of you, why don't you both go the east way? And by the time you come back, we'll have more for the west way. And you look at the flyers as the boys take them. And it's a very quick but and basic, but recognizable little drawing of Nimra, a little bit of coloring, and then a brief description about location, where she died, was killed, and what she looked like, height, weight, skin color, and what she was wearing. And the boys take those dash. And Fiora picks up
Important
the
so that
jar and walks away.
people know if they see this person that it's not who they think it is.
Bosse says, tells you guys, have our tunnel system. Anytime there is a death, try to get it out very quickly. Because it's usually right after the death that can be tricked. Especially if it's Nimra. Probably try to use that one immediately tonight. Guarantee it. There will be more bells tonight.
Does he only hunt at night? Is he not around during the daytime?
Oh no, he hunts whenever. When he smells genuine skin,
Oh.
that he goes on the. So we've discovered. Only when someone is in their actual skin that they can be found by him. That thing. And then he wears them. And he keeps them. And he'll wear them again later. And Mardale comes over and takes her little paw. Have a little and Sploosh taken the book and you had looked through it, right? Memorize
Yeah.
all the faces.
Yeah, I caught on to that earlier.
Um as you're in it, you're now at the last page. Or the last like page before the other blank pages, right? And on that page, little painting of a fox. And it's a little fox child. And um yeah, sad.
Oh
Everybody's
no.
sad. It's all bad.
Is it their child?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
There's a stillness. Everybody sort of settles into having shared all of this information. And more voices come in out of the tunnel, and sort of just like what Aries or who I said it, but people start arriving. They say like, "Oh, we have this for Cora. Give it to her." Starts piling up on a shelf. As tells you all to help yourselves. Anything. Um, and Mardale and Voss, they look at the two of you and say, "Where are your bags? Um, we'll set you all up. If you go over towards where Fiora is right now, there are beds over there. Make yourself comfy. We're gonna set you all up with some, and we'll figure out when it's best for you all to head out. It's gonna be fine, but important to be well rested and well fed. That's the way to get the job done." And Mardale looks very like he looks at you, Nathrali, and he's uh, and then he sort of stops and he takes it back and he says, "So nothing with mushrooms for you, I'm assuming."
I'm just gonna nod enthusiastically.
He nods back and he's like mice, though.
Delicious.
Perfect. And him and Vase go and start unpacking the food. And they make some plates for
Oop.
all the table and down and start talking with everybody. And um, Eris and Emalev pull the book back from where you had it split,
Okay.
and they start putting in the little painting for Nimra.
I'm going to take their advice and start finding a spot to sleep in because I'm exhausted after our incredibly long day because we started we started the morning
Yeah, it's
or
still the
sorry, last
same
night
day.
was spent with the ghost, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's been
So
a jam-packed days.
yeah. So I'm gonna settle in and perhaps taste the dirt of the wall next to my next to my bunk and just kind of get a feel for how things are here.
Um, it tastes ancient. There's a lot of history here. Um, and it's very rich.
I'm gonna rub
Delicious.
some in my hair.
Perfect. Fiora sees you do all this and she's like, huh, okay. Um, listen, I just want the three that I don't blame you. If it wasn't the three of you, it would have been he's been hunting us down specifically. It was only a matter of time. But thank you for bringing the letter to me. So I hope that get some rest tonight. I can't guarantee what will happen tomorrow.
I'm gonna poke Darla and ask, like, in a way of asking her to lull me to sleep with like a lullaby or something soothing.
This doesn't if Starlight plays her lyre, don't have nightmares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just a big softy Kenku who's had a
A
hard
big
life.
softy bird. um
I'm muted. The dogs are barking, so
I
I'm
was like,
muted.
wow, Starly doesn't want to play her
Yeah.
lyre. Okay.
I was just
She's sitting
talking
there
that
just
whole
gonna sit
time. Like,
here,
wow, they're
like,
just really
traumatized
barreling
all.
through me. Like, that's crazy.
That-
I
no.
wanted to talk to Fiora before I do anything else. And I just want to offer her a chance to have a proper goodbye with Nimra, if that's something that she could handle. She doesn't have to do it right now, but if it's something that would help her find more peace.
so now I'm Fiora. What?
Um,
Sorry, it's
I have
just
a,
how
a
do you what?
I have a special flute that um that I could bring back not Nimra, obviously, but an image of her so that your last image is kind and pleasant, and for you to be able to say goodbye in a way that is what you wish it would be instead of what you were given.
Think on that. But
Okay.
thank you.
Mhm.
But feel free
And then
to
I'm gonna
play your
oh,
lyre.
sorry.
My
Mm.
music seems to sort
I'm
of
gonna
awkwardly
find oh
shuffle
my
away a
god.
little bit. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I'm gonna find a spot that's kind of like in the middle of everyone, and just sit and play a song of comfort.
Room sort of quiets and everyone looks still. And there's a warmth. And Fiora goes to her bed, stays there, but doesn't cry herself to sleep. And everyone who comes in, the boys come back to get the rest of the fires. They pause for a little bit, listen to you running. more people come in just to listen to you. Some people fall asleep against the wall. Temelev, when they get up to leave, I feel so bad that I made this character and I keep gendering
Misgendering
them.
them.
Like I made them and I forgetting. Uh they stand up and they walk past you. Dara.
Darly.
See, now that I've asked, it's like always gonna be wrong in my
Of
head.
course.
Um Dara, they stop right next to you. They say, "Nice," and then speed walk away. Eris remains the whole night. Eventually, Kaz gets up, um, very silently, nods at everybody, and Maridale and Vase sit at the end of Fiora's bed, curl up together at the end of her bed. You get that there those two couples, Maridale, Vase, Nimra, and Fiora, the four of them are very close. And so, it's now next day, I guess. We'll wake up. And Fiora is up first, or I guess, sorry, you never fall asleep, so you're awake. Um, and she invites you guys to come upstairs for breakfast. No, we don't live down here. This is the safe room, the tunnel system is all connected, but you all can come upstairs. I just ask that you don't touch anything. Hmm.
Open any doors or windows.
Yeah. Don't open anything and also don't move anything. But all the maps are upstairs. Nimrod was a map maker in her. So all of this stuff is up. You should go get it. Actually, you know what? Sorry. I lied. I'm gonna bring it down here. If that's okay. Uh Eris should be coming back soon. We'll make a plan. And she quickly walks away. Maridale and Vase hear them come back. You never really they're like you saw them get up at some point and go through their little doorway. And you heard them go up some stairs. Uh and now they're coming back and they're carrying with them huge plates of blueberry pancakes.
Mm.
Uh and they set the table and Maridale's like, "Yep." And Nithrali, he brings to you a little jar of dirt and sets it by your table, or sets it by your plate. Um, yeah, that's. I'm trying
That's
to
very funny.
we have 4 minutes left, and I'm like, where? I don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
Um,
We can probably just stop here and do the planning for our next adventure
yeah,
next time,
yeah.
like at the beginning, before we go on said adventure. Hmm.
So what are you guys thinking? No, it was a big info dump day.
It was a lot of info, but yeah, no, I was taking everything in. I was trying to get like a few quotes here and there, but I was mainly just listening to you this session.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Um,
It's a lot.
I'm very curious about the characters that we've met. Um, and I'm curious about the steward Phala
Mhm.
and like how she became like a target for this creature.
Yeah. Also, is there only one creature? Or are there
I will tell you this: there is only one.
okay. But he's got like minions or something.
Yeah, because he's got the people who were going around burning the remains.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
But they, from what I remember, they didn't seem. Oh, I don't know. They just seem soldier-like now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say they seemed kind of like automatons, but I don't think that's really true. Like, they just seemed like they were following orders. So they might be, excuse me, they might be automatons. They might just be like people who don't think for themselves.
Yeah.
Drones.
Yeah.
That's rough. That was a big book.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I was
Um,
trying to think
I'm-
of numbers. And I was like, well, it's been going on for 3 years.
Yeah.
It's really slowed down in the last like year as they've come up with this potion to live their lives. But I'm gonna say he still claimed the lives of 300 Mazgaleen.
I'm very curious about Zumi and whether Zumi was just, scared shitless, which of course you would be, or if there was anything else, like maybe Zumi was compromised and went to find it. But why would he do that? I don't think so. I don't know. Something still feels unfinished, I guess, about the Zumi storyline.
Well, what if he
And the
found the blue wizard, but the blue wizard can't help and he could not bring that news back to the people?
Well, he
Like,
did say in
imagine you
his
put all your
letter,
hope.
I think I can
he
help
said in his
Oh,
them.
letter
yeah,
he
never
could
mind.
help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
gosh, you know what I just
But it
I
just
realized?
was
feels
thinking of worst case scenario.
We should probably.
yeah.
Would someone mind reading the letter again? Because it says that if people are here, and they weren't here last time
Oh,
or the first time, they have no idea what the fuck. Sorry, they have no idea what the letter is.
sure, I've got it here. So this is an official brief. Fiora, I believe I have some knowledge about what you and the citizens of Mazgaleen are experiencing. It is not safe to discuss too much over letters. As soon as you are able, please come to CL Cache. I will do my best to assist you. Remember, you can only access CL Cache under the blue moon. Come straight to the Saralee Inn and state that you're here for me. Zumi will give you further details. You must follow his instructions carefully, or all could be lost before we even begin. I apologize, I cannot come to meet you, but when you arrive here, you will understand. Remain brave, you are not alone. Sahir Azrak?
Mhm.
Sahir?
So that actually means wizard in Arabic.
Oh, okay.
Goes to my dad.
The the other
yeah.
person that I'm really curious about that we didn't touch on at all today is Cameron. I'm wondering how Cameron got the ability or how he got the information about where all of these guards are stationed and like who else has he been sending that way, and do they just end up as fodder for the
Oh,
Skinner,
no.
or what's going on there? Like, is he a plant from the evil side, or is he just like a guy who happened to figure it out, or what?
I don't like that thought. What if we were meant to be a snack?
I mean,
I can tell
maybe.
you that
You already are a snack.
there's no negative intent from Cameron.
But who fed him the information? Maybe Zumi. Maybe Zumi.
I'm really loving all of this because brains are going in directions that I was like, oh. What I also love about this, and I was, it's sort of as if every you guys made your characters, and then I wrote like the outline for the book. But then as we play this, we're basically writing the book together because there are
Mm.
already some things that I have changed slightly, like that we have not gotten to. Um, and this is just all so I'm really liking the process.
Me too. It's really fun. Very
Yeah.
cool.
I'm realizing that I can make things more easy
Oh,
Mm.
Okay.
is what I've learned.
Uh-oh.
Is what I've learned.
Uh-oh. Because I'm wondering if Cameron's evil.
Yeah. Well, it's also sort of frustrating because there's
I gotta take this fucking thing off.
there's so much. There's so much. But hearing where brains are going, I'm like, oh, because sometimes I'm like, what? How did what? Then other times I'm like, but yay. But all of these are
Yeah,
good
very
questions.
fun.
We'll find out.
Maybe next time in 2 weeks plus 1 day.
But I would say if you guys could like make a list of the questions that you have, or like the questions that you're starting to come up with, and then also the questions in terms of starting this next portion. So when we come back in 2 days, um, it won't be me being like, okay, anybody have any questions? And like
Mm.
throwing you on the spot, but you can, okay, actually, I'm concerned about money. That one.
Oh, that's right. We're broke bitches.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
We
mean, I've
are
already
broke
handled
bitches.
it, but like,
I mean, I think I made myself clear enough.
Oh, is it?
oh, I heard it that time.
You didn't hear that one?
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Heard it now. But
Huh.
yeah, overall, I hope you guys, I know it was a lot of me talking today.
And Lupin helping.
He's snoring, by the way.
Oh, lovely. Couldn't have done that earlier.
He's a cozy boy now.
That's it.
Oh.
Having a great now. But yeah, thank you guys so much. And then everybody who watched, thanks.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
And
Yeah,
I'm
this
so
is
glad we
very
got
exciting.
to open
Oh, yeah.
envelope today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oop.
Agreed.
Abby.
Agreed.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
It
Well,
cracks me up so much to see Dee Dee's mouth move when the dogs bark. It's so funny. It gets me every time.
so is
Woof,
this where we do a
woof.
raid?
Sorry.
Yeah, where should we raid? We have
Well,
there's a few options. I feel like
Hey, Alia?
we can do Alia. We go from,
whoopsies, whoopsies, whoopsies.
everybody dying to horny AF.
Oh,
Or
okay.
we could go see Levi's doing Dark Souls rando, or there's Shuladam, who's doing Dave the Diver. I don't know if you guys know Shula. I know Sam, I think you got a gift sub to her, but she's a Spelunky streamer.
Oh, that one that I have emotes for. Yeah, I've never watched
Yeah.
them, but I guess I ended up in there from like someone raiding or something.
Probably from Flip.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I picked last time, so somebody else can pick.
Yes.
I don't know how to
Mesh
do
hasn't
any of
been
this
live
stuff.
in a very long time.
Belmesh?
She is a very chill person.
Okay.
I'll put it here in the Dungeons and Divas. She has not streamed in a very long time, just bought a house, got settled, I guess, and I think this
house.
is her first stream back in like forever.
That was the most
go see her.
Canadian you've ever sounded.
That's what Hattie said yesterday too, and I was like, what?
Can you say it again?
I don't remember what I said.
That she bought a house?
Bought a house and
House?
I don't
House?
know. Shut up.
It's like when Danica says a garage.
But Garrett?
Garage.
It's the most British.
For British.
Spelling it.
I love it.
But yeah, Velmesh is good people. I've known her since the before times when I first started streaming. So yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
This was very fun. We'll see everybody
Adventures.
in what?
I was just gonna say adventures.
Oh,
Check the Discord channel
hype train just
later
happened
tonight.
there.
Sorry.
Okay.
Now go. My bad. Sorry.
Sorry,
Check the
no,
Discord channel.
Velmesh. Yeah, Discord channel. That one.
Will do.
Okay.
My bad.
Yeah, no, I read what you fucking put in there and Yep.
There will be more tonight.
Oh, fun. I'll be sleeping because I have
dokies.
work at I have to get up at 7 a.m. But yeah.
Okay, we're going.
Bye.
What's the right
Bye.
message?
Bright eyes and steady heart, everybody. Have a good night.
Bright eyes, steady heart. We'll do that. That's our raid message. Love you. Bye. Stop.